Alright, we're getting ready to clean one bedroom with the NEAT steamer. And you can see there's looks like pet mess here, there, over there. Got some dark stains right in there. So we're putting down, this is a neutral pH pre-spray. So it's not going to leave a residue behind. But when we hit it with the steam, it's going to basically atomize the pre-spray anyway. And here's the NEAT, we got it sitting here. We just now turned it on. Let's see if you can see the light. Yeah, it still has the amber light on in the front. This takes not quite 10 minutes usually, but it takes close to 10 minutes to heat up. And when it hits its pressure and temperature, this light will turn green. And that's rated at 275 degrees at 50 psi. So, as soon as that turns green, we can start. When you squeeze the trigger, it's going to go back to amber pretty quick because that means that the boiler is actively heating. And that's fine. We clean carpets all the time, or we just run it. And you don't really have to stop if you don't want to on carpets. Now, if you're using just an open nozzle or a jet nozzle on the handle, you may have to stop and let it build up from time to time because you're letting a lot more steam come out than we do. You're going to use this floor pad, Jay?
Yeah.
Alright. And this is the floor pad. They have, I think, 3 come with the unit. And you can get extra ones, and this has been used quite a bit. But that's all we're going to use on the carpets. And we're going to attach it to the floor tool, which is this little thing right here. And you can see it's got jet nozzles on the bottom where the steam comes out, and it goes through the pad. And that pad helps retain your heat and your pressure. So when you use a floor pad, you don't have to stop quite as often. Oh no, there's a little speck on our NEAT. And anyway, done pre-spraying? Okay. So, and some of this stuff may start to come out with just the pre-spray alone. It usually does.
It'll emulsify.
Yeah, it starts to break it up. When you're using a steamer, we don't really care if the pre-spray dries up because we're going to go over it with steam anyway. But if you're using, depending on what method you use, you may want to put your pre-spray down right before you start using a different piece of equipment. But with a steamer, you can let it dry up pretty good. It doesn't matter. Turn that light off so I can see this better. Yeah, it's still amber. Alright, stay tuned. We're getting ready to get this thing up to temperature and pressure, and we're going to start cleaning the carpet. Alright, we got a green light. I want to show everybody real quick because we use these are just hair ties like you get, you know, at a beauty supply house or something for your ponytails and whatnot. And we just strap this thing down in the middle so that it doesn't catch on the carpets.
Yeah, because this thing here, if it's not on here, this will try to go back.
Yeah, you catch that edge and it tries
and
to.
And the back will go under. And
yeah, it'll try to fold up.
This keeps it so it pretty much stays to the side where you want it.
So that's what we use, and we use that on basically anything on carpets because they have so much.
You can get a bag of about 50 of these for about $4 or $5 at Walmart or something.
Yeah, because carpet has a lot of drag on it, and it's going to catch your pads and things like that. All right, we have steam.
We're getting it.
Oh, and I wanted to mention too, this is what they call a contact steamer. If you hold your hand like a foot away from that thing, you're not going to feel a lot of heat because it's a dry vapor. So basically, anything you're trying to clean, you want to get this thing, you want to use whatever attachment you're using, you want to try to touch the part you're trying to clean. If you spray it from a foot away, it's not going to be very strong. Now, some wetter steamers that don't go to as high a temperature, a lot of them put out a lot of hot water with the steam. And so some of those you can get burned if you put your hand a foot away because they're spraying hot water at the same time. So depending on what you're wanting to clean, that might be the kind of steamer that you'd want. But keep in mind, if you fill your boiler up with a certain amount of water and you got a lot of just superheated water coming out with your steam, you're going to lose your water that you could use for steam. So this uses your water more efficiently. Okay, he's getting ready to get to the areas where there's some pet mess. And we only treated these with our pre-spray. We didn't treat them with anything special for pet messes. We have stuff we can use, but What we generally try to do is try to clean it without first in a lot of cases. And if it comes out, fine. And if it doesn't, then we'll put some more product down, because that way you save on products. And these carpets were vacuumed when we arrived, so if you see any debris or anything coming up, and a lot of times the steam will loosen embedded debris. If you see anything popping up, then we didn't vacuum this one.
Nope.
I've got that ceiling fan on, and it's going pretty fast. So.
Let me go ahead and, just a second, get some ammonia and put it on there.
Yeah, we carry ammonia and peroxide so we can treat stains. You want to use peroxide on organic stains, and ammonia basically works good on colored stains, but ammonia can work on like pet stains and stuff too. But
yeah, it does.
the peroxide has to be kept in the dark because it'll break down. So we have a container that we've taped up with duct tape and everything, so you can't get any light through it. So peroxide has a shelf life. Once you open a peroxide bottle, and we're talking about the kind you get at a beauty supply house or something, we generally stick with 20 volume on carpets, and 20 volume is basically 6% peroxide, and you can get 20 volume conditioner, developer. You can get that at most any beauty supply house. That's what you want, is 20 volume developer, and they know what it is. But it has to be used. It starts to break down if it gets exposed to oxygen and light, so you want to make sure you store it properly if you want to make sure it lasts for a while. It's also a good idea, maybe don't buy the gallon size unless you do a lot of carpet cleaning.
If you do a lot of carpets, you can buy it.
Yeah, otherwise stick with the smaller containers, because when you open them, you're more likely to use them before it starts to break down significantly.
One thing nice about these steamers is, since it's a rectangular head, it gets all the corners.
Yep.
It's good.
Yeah. So we've had this since mid-December, and this is now almost mid-March, and we've been using it quite a bit and cleaned a lot of carpets with it. That's basically all we really do for the most part. We clean floors occasionally, but mostly it's carpets, and we really like it. It's rated to go for about 50 minutes, and that's actually trigger time, and we found that's pretty accurate. Now, like I was saying earlier, depending on what type of head you have attached, if you had a more open design like the jet nozzle, you'll use your steam up faster. When you're using something like this, it's helping to contain the heat and the pressure, and that's going to make it last longer for you. But we've cleaned, the biggest apartment we cleaned was a really large 3-bedroom, and the carpets were pretty badly stained. So we basically were right on the verge of running out of water on that one. But other than that, we haven't had any close calls. If you fill it up as full as you can, it holds plenty of steam.
Oh, it does a good job for a long time, yeah.
So you've got close to an hour of steam time, which if you pre-treat your stains and if you have everything ready to go, you can get a lot done in that amount of time.
And like I've said before, I've done a lot of things to get our traffic lanes, and I think this is the best thing to remove traffic lanes I've ever seen.
Yeah, this dark stuff here at the front entrance is gone. Stuff that was right in this area here.
Yeah, it just takes out all the traffic lanes instantly. If you got one of these in your carpet cleaning, and all you want to do is get it for a traffic lane cleaner, you won't be making a mistake.
No. But we do use pre-sprays. It's part of how it's part of the deal with our customers that we put down we put down people and pet friendly pre-sprays. We try to use a neutral pH as much as possible, so there's no residue left behind. But we could just clean with steam alone, but then people are expecting a pre-spray, so we use a pre-spray. You don't have to, but there's some things like red stains and some of the other colored stains. If you don't put some ammonia on them, the steamer is going to lighten them maybe, but it's not going to get them out.
Well, if you're going to do a professional business, you have to use a pre-spray.
Yeah.
That helps to help sterilize a little better. Plus it emulsifies the soil. It's just, you got to use a pre-spray as a professional.
Yeah, what you're doing is you're breaking up the stains and everything. You're getting them start to break up a little bit chemically before you even get to them with the steamer. And that's going to make it easier. You don't have to go over them as much. You can maybe make one pass instead of having to make several passes. And so it's kind of a thing. It keeps you from having to run your steam out. If you have a pretty dirty carpet and you don't pre-spray, you're more likely to get to the point that you use up all your steam and you have to stop and let the... I mean, if you run out of steam, you're going to have to stop and let it cool down for probably at least 20 minutes. Then you can take the boiler cap off. Then you can fill it back up with water. Then you got to push the button and let it reheat. So
yeah, besides the fact that pre-spray is just the right thing to do, it helps you go fast.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do. You want to be able to just... We filled this thing up even though we're only doing one little room. But we want to make sure we've got plenty of steam, and it's no big deal to dump it out later if we don't use it today. So, you know, you want to keep things moving.
Yeah, pre-spray helps it move fast.
He's just about done. I'm going to show you, I think we've got a bottle. Let me check. Okay, I'm going to show you guys. Let me go over by the window where there's some light. The peroxide that we use, okay, it's Salon Care 20 volume clear. And it's a 20 volume clear developer. You can get this at Sally's Beauty Supply. Probably other beauty supply houses carry it. We also have it on our Amazon influencer storefront. We sell it there because some people can't find it very easily. And the ammonia is just plain ammonia. And the pre-spray that we used, yeah, I don't think I have another bottle of that. What we're using for pre-spray is called Fabuloso, and it's a general purpose cleaner, or a GPC, and it has a pH of 7. So it doesn't have an overly aggressive pH, so it's not as big it doesn't clean as strongly as some other cleaners, but you don't have to worry about leaving a residue behind in the carpet, which is kind of a nice deal, because residue that you leave in the carpet is going to re-soil quickly. It's going to leave it sticky where things want to...
I'm just going over this a little bit because
we got tons of steam.
Yeah. If you have a traffic lane, you might want to go over it when you start, and then when you're done, go over it a little more anyway. If you got steam left, that's a good way to run some steam out. And it's not going to overwet the carpets. I mean, carpets aren't even wet.
And this does a good job, the steam, of fluffing up your carpets again. If you have matted down areas, it kind of gets all the individual fibers fluffed back up again. So it's like a really, really nice thing if you have traffic areas in your house for that too. And it's a really quick, easy method to clean. If you've got carpets, rugs, or floors in your house and you want to keep them clean, this is a really good way to go around. You can revitalize your carpets if you want to just freshen them up, or you can outright clean them if you have stains and things in there. And so they're really good for all that. And one other thing we haven't really had a chance to make any videos on, but we've done a lot of upholstery cleaning with the steamer, and it's by far the easiest, fastest way to clean upholstery we've found.
Oh, it's fast.
It does a really good job.
Like I've said before on video, you can clean a sectional in 5-6 minutes. A sectional.
So you can call it quits in here?
I'm going to call it quits.
All right, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to rake the carpets when we get everything out of here. I'm going to rake the carpets real quick and show you a final result, so stay tuned. All right, we just finished raking. There's a carpet rake, a Grande Groom. We sell those on our influencer store if you want to check them out. Let me turn the camera around without dropping it. Here's the final results after it's raked, steamed. And if you remember, there were some dark stains in here, not too bad. And over there, in front of the closet door, they lightly may be able to see where those stains were at. And there is some abrasion there, so we put peroxide on that and we're just going to let it dry. And everything was good. Let me turn off that ceiling fan.
That is nice.
Turn off, there it is. So, and peroxide, what you want to do, if you spray like a area like that, you spray it and you let it just dry by itself. You don't
Yeah,
need to do
there's a
anything
real
with it.
light register in there, but nobody's going to care.
Nope.
It's light. But yeah, the traffic lanes, they all came out, and the traffic lanes is all I ever worry about is traffic lanes. Those are hard to get out.
So anyway,
Takes them out every time.
check the video description for links to the Amazon's, what was I trying to say? The Dupray NEAT is an Amazon exclusive product right now. The only place you're going to be able to buy it is on Amazon. So I put a link down there that you can use to go directly to the NEAT. If you go to our influencer page, which we have a link for that also, we have a page just for steamers there. We also have a page for, I think, Oric orbiters and accessories. And I think there's a page for one other thing. I can't remember for sure what it was. But then there's the main store itself. We sell lots of different products and equipment that people that are doing cleaning businesses of all types would like to use. So if you want to check that out, we appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, thanks for watching.